Mayday. Sir. We lost contact with Toad. What happened? What happened? We don't know, sir. We think the last copy got banned. Oh no. This can only mean one thing. Welcome to the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! From this point onwards, will be some of the highest power we have ever seen. Here's some context. You still topping? How? I don't understand. Spright is still here too. I don't get it. Bro, you've been hit so much. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Banned. Fucking 1. Where 1? I don't get it. I don't understand. What does it take to kill you off? And a deck that takes us out of the gate in a full sprint, going from the first best deck to firmly cementing itself in a solid second place. We've got Spright. Spright is an archetype of little electric thunder monsters released in Power of the Elements alongside Tearlament as a part of the ongoing Albaz storyline. When they were released in the OCG, they made use of extremely powerful rank 2 bosses that had up to this point been relatively untapped in the modern metagame, as well as making use of a really consistent extra deck lock with the help of Union Carrier. But these weren't the only way to play the deck. Here are some ways that Spright have seen success in the past. First off, we've got Spright Live Twin, a deck that makes use of the powerful Link 2 cards Kisikil and Leela in order to get extra value and have some more board presence while still being able to work underneath the Spright level 2, rank 2, and link 2 lock. Second, we've got Spright Adventure, a deck that makes use of the fact that sprites don't really need too much of a normal summon, and they're able to get off the ground in that way, having a strong suite of powerful hand traps, and using the adventure engine to insulate you from said hand traps on your opponent's side. And then finally, a deck that I couldn't find a list for, unfortunately, but I did hear rumors of, as well as it did receive at least one top in the OCG during its prime, Grass Spright, or as I lovingly call it, Spright in the Weeds. However, nothing stands even close to the pinnacle and zenith that is pure Spright. So let's go ahead and show you some pure Spright combos. First off, we've got... Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. My glasses must be filthy, because what I'm reading here just doesn't make any sense. What do you mean it's only mid? It's not that good without its powerful end boards. What? It just has a strong engine, repeatability, but no real playoff. That doesn't make any sense. But there's no other deck lists in the OCG that would really stand up to the current really powerful cards in the metagame. Not only that, but also Tearlament is coming out soon. Are you saying that they've officially killed the deck by banning Toad and Union Carrier until there's further support? No. No, I refuse to believe that. Looks like we're trying to go deeper. We're gonna have to go to the TCG. In the TCG, we welcomed Runic Spright. For context, this is the first deck that I ever played. Ever. In Yu-Gi-Oh! When I first started playing the game again, from back in the day. The concept of the deck is as follows. Runic is an archetype that has really strong control tools and excellent grind game, but is lacking that little extra oomph that make them playable, so they're typically bolstered by floodgates. Whereas Spright is a really adept combo deck that provides a lot of value, 1 to 2 card starters, as well as an access to unique suite of interactions. However, those interactions are a lot more lacking, with its 2 most powerful end boards kind of deleted. In the OCG, Runic was never popular and didn't make much of a splash, and it was expected to do the same in the TCG. However, for YCS Utrecht, it took the game by storm, piloted by Joshua Schmidt to a first place finish, bolstered by strong Spright cards. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some generic Spright combos and an OCG master-duel only combo that was never available to us in the TCG. Okay, to start off. Alright. First, the basic combo. We only need 2 cards here, which is a Runic or a Spright card, and any level 2 monster. Starting off, we normal summon a Pyrrha, drawing a card for effect. Using the effect of our runic spell, we then summon the Hugin. Using the Hugin, we go ahead and trash the card that we just drew in order to add to our hand the field spell. Okay, from here, we can overlay these two monsters, like so, Jesus, into Gigantic Spright, activating the effect of Gigantic Spright, sending the Aperia to special summon a Spright Blue. Using the effect of Spright Blue, we can go ahead and add to our hand a Spright Jet, which we will then special summon to add to our hand a Spright Smashers. From this point, we can go ahead and link off Spright Gigantic and Spright Blue in order to make Spright Elf, using Spright Elf's effect to bring back Spright Blue, in order to then link these two off to make ourselves an IP Masquerena, setting as Spright Smashers. These two can then be used next turn to either make a Avermax or a Unicorn for forms of interruption, as well as Spright Elf can then special back the Aperia to then draw another card on my opponent's turn. This is just a really basic combo. The end board is okay. It gives us either a non-targeting boss monster, a form of interruption, a non-targeting banish, as well as some extra draw potential, depending on what we specifically need. It's not the strongest end board this deck can create, but this is just an example of a 2-card combo and where it'll get you. Speaking of 2-card combos and where they'll get you, let's go ahead and reset the deck here, and we will craft a hand. So, for this combo, it ends on the exact same board that we just saw. However, it also gives us the strongest card in the game. For this combo, we need any Spright monster, preferably Spright Blue, because if we start with a Spright Jet, we have to start with go into starter, which we'd prefer to go into Smashers because of the interruption potential. So we're going to start with a Swap Frog and Spright Blue, normaling the Swap Frog, sending from deck a Ronin Totem using its effect. From this point, we will go ahead and special Blue, adding Jet, specialing Jet, adding Smashers. We will then overlay these two into Gigantic Spright, using Gigantic Spright's effect to special summon a level 2 from our deck. The level 2 we will choose to summon is Max C, then using the Swap Frog effect to bounce to hand the Max C, sending both of these to grave. In order to get out Elf, Elf effect, special back Swap, Swap effect to send another Swap to grave. Using Ronin Totem effect to banish the Swap Frog, special summoning itself to make a Maxi, to make a IP Masquerena. The end board is the exact same, except this time we end with a Maxi in hand. Now, please note that both of these combos are only done with 2 cards, and that a typical starting hand will either give you a couple extra cards at advantage, using Aperia and Capshell, or it'll also let you end on a runic interruption kind of play. As well as, typically, for both of those sets of combos, you will end with a Djinn Buster on field with 2 other monsters, giving you an extra form of interruption. Hey, one quick thing before I forget as well, by the way. I'm having this little mini segment for 2 reasons. One, I'm not to the runtime of 10 minutes yet. Doing a little bit of pad out the timing, so forgive me. But 2, this deck is far from being finished. There are a couple things that you could absolutely switch out for, including Call by the Grave, as well as Crossout Designator, because of the type of format Master-Duel is. You could absolutely run those cards. However, Spright doesn't really have too many issues against hand traps unless they hit like 3 or 4 of them. And in that case, you know, it is what it is. But I didn't put those in there because of that reason, as well as there's a lot of other different variations of Spright that could absolutely be as powerful, if not more so, than Runic Spright. I'm just basing it off of history currently, of what has been really good in the past, as well as Runic being a star player in Master-Duel as of current. Now, If we look at the current history of things, Runic is still second best deck, pretty firmly cemented there in the TCG, as a very strong like hand trap with the Bestial lineup and going in that direction, as well as in the OCG. It's a really strong supporting engine for other main deck archetypes like Tri-Brigade. It still loses to tier limit, but right now, if the release schedule is the same as it was for the paper card games, Spright will be the best deck. It will be able to beat tier limit pretty consistently until they receive the Ishizu cards and more support. However, again, this is primarily here as a way to pad a couple more minutes onto the runtime. Go ahead and go back to our regularly scheduled broadcast, post our, our little deck combo thing. So as you can see, the deck is super versatile in the ways it plays, and I don't think it's an overstatement to say that it'll be one of the best decks in the Master Duel format, if not the best deck. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.